This is a 35-year-old laptop. This is everything I'm going to try and stuff inside of it. Howdy y'all, meet my new laptop. So if you actually watch the channel, or if you just happen to see a few of my videos, you know that I built a TRS-80 Model 3 Tower 900 computer build a little bit ago. I actually built it a really long time ago, a couple years, but the video just came up not too long ago. I have been planning a portable to go with it for a while. I thought about just buying some unrelated sort of vintagey laptop, maybe a Thinkpad or something like that. But you know what? I decided to go with something that matches, something that properly goes with my computer. So I got a Tandy 200, also known as the TRS-80 200. This is the laptop companion to my TRS-80, basically, or as close as you can get. And yes, this is probably the oldest proper looking laptop that you've ever seen. I mean, even a few years later, the Apple portables were just gigantic, and this thing's nice and small. I mean, this is, I can hold this with one finger. So it's going to be a great place to start. This is dead. I will say that right now. This is completely dead. It got waterlogged or something, and this is not usable. On top of that, the casing's awful. The battery pack door is literally just hanging by a prayer there, and it's not worth anything like this. I spent a very long time, in fact almost 6 months, trying to find one of these that was not in good working condition, because I did not want to destroy a good one. Currently, my only portable computer is this. This is a Samsung 7-inch tablet. I actually did a review on this on the channel a while ago, and it has been my most reliable tablet to date. But touchscreens don't work well for me. They never have. That's not a problem with this tablet. They just don't work well. The first generation of touchscreens on smartphones, back when I was in high school, it was like a party trick. I could just, didn't matter what I did, it didn't do anything. Back then too, my hands just didn't put fingerprints on anything, so I don't know if that was related or what, but they do put fingerprints on stuff now. Not to the same degree that most people's do, thankfully, since everything's shiny black nowadays. But so I want to get rid of touchscreen entirely. Now, how am I going to do that building this into a new laptop? Well, I'm going to add a touchscreen. This is a different tablet. This is a Lenovo. I'll put a, if I can find it. I kind of had a difficult time finding this tablet, despite the fact that it's supposed to be a current model tablet. I'll try and put a link in the description to where you can buy this. It's a pretty decent tablet. It's priced at budget, but it sort of, I mean, 3 gigabytes of RAM. It's got an octa-core processor, I believe, so it sort of falls in the mid-range. I am going to put this right there. It is the perfect size for this. It is an 8-inch, so I get a whole extra inch of screen. I could probably go with 8.4 if I put a new panel on this and got rid of this printing on the other side of the panel, but I kind of want to keep that just so it looks a little bit more retro, and because there's really no cheap 8.4-inch tablets that meet all of my criteria. This is the only thing I could find that meets all of my criteria. The current Samsung tablets that sort of fall within what I was looking for now no longer allow you to store everything on the SD card like this one does. This actually recognizes the SD card as part of the internal memory, which is absolutely fantastic. But you might ask, well, how will you interact with it if you don't have a touchscreen? I've actually owned non-touchscreen Android devices before, 2 of them in fact, for the same reason I want this. I didn't build them, but they do exist out there, or they did a few years ago. I am going to be dealing with this keyboard. This is a Thinkpad keyboard. I actually bought this first, so the fact that these are both Lenovo is kind of a coincidence. I am a fan of the Thinkpad, so this kind of works out well. This is one of the only keyboards I found that was the right width and height. It looks too long, but this is all just plastic from here upwards, so I can just break that off. And it's actually halfway decent. It's got amazing battery life. Fantastic. Keys are halfway decent. This is digital, but it works pretty well. And these are, I mean, they actually feel like mechanical keys. I love these two. This one too, but not quite as much as these. Oh, those are great. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. So obviously I'm going to paint this to match my TRS-80, which is, I believe, matte nickel. And hopefully I can fix that magnet there. I don't know if you can see, but it looks like it's completely recessed into the case where it should look like that. Yes, this is actually held closed by magnets. Isn't that cool? Nothing else is held closed on this, and look at this is just on there. I don't even know how it's staying on there. But I will be making it look like my TRS-80 a little bit more. I'm hoping to keep these keys if I can. I don't know if I can modify them enough to use them with this. If I can't, I can't. But I think I might be able to. Before I start disassembling this, I want to talk a little bit about all the rest of the stuff in the box, or at least most of it. Kind of go through why I think I need what I got. So I bought this adapter specifically because it has this. We have a 12-volt charger in our trailer. It goes directly into the battery control panel, so you can plug stuff into it. It also has 120 volt, but that operates, you have to plug that in separately. But this runs directly off the battery, and it'll allow me to charge this when we're camping, or if I just take it in my vehicle. Now granted, I don't think this would fit in my mom's car. There's not enough room, but this would definitely fit in my truck because I drive an old truck. Flat cables. Now how many of these I'll need, I don't exactly know yet, but I bought some of what I think I might need. USB, there goes stuff on the floor, micro USB. Here we have a flat audio cable. Here we have the barrel plugs that's gonna charge it. A couple USB plugs. Now these are gonna be for, I'm thinking, these side slots here. And I'm gonna put a couple USB ports on there so I can plug in USB accessories. Here is the charging cable that is gonna be for the keyboard. I bought one that, because they're so, well, let me show you. There's very, very little room in between where this charges and the edge of the case. So I bought this one, which will go, and hopefully there's not too much plastic in there to where it won't fit. It should fit just about right. Of course it goes the other way around, but that was just easier to demonstrate. Because this will charge while the rest of it's charging to some extent. I'm still trying to figure out a few specifics. Here we have this thing, which is previously opened apparently. Isn't that always nice to see? I love buying stuff online, isn't it wonderful? Some people buy cars online. I can't even get a USB hub without it being open. Do you think I'm gonna buy a car online? This is a USB hub, this is a USB hub that is switched. So I can turn all of the ports on and off. That's really important. Because this will use some power when it's plugged in all the time, which is going to be the next thing. And there's 3 ports on this. As of right now, what I'm planning, USB, USB, charger for the keyboard, and this is well, it's actually a universal SD card reader I bought a few years ago, but I don't use anymore. My plan is to use it with these. I already tested to make sure that this is compatible with Android and that it will read these. It does. I love compact flash. I mean, look at that. That is just so cool. SD cards and micro SD cards are so boring and so fragile and so easy to lose. This thing, I can't hurt that. I could step on it. I'm not going to hurt it even with my giant 13 size clown feet. I'm not going to hurt this, which is great. Now granted, this one I think is like, what is this? I think this is like a 16 megabyte, but there are big compact flash cards. I'm actually thinking about putting one in the bottom empty slot of my TRS-80. I'm pointing over there because that's where it is now. My computer's actually in this room. Got sick of it in my bedroom, just wasn't enough room. I don't know what these are. Oh, these are headphone jacks. 2 of them. I'm going to run a headphone jack. Obviously, the tablet has a headphone jack, as it should. I hate Bluetooth headphones. I used them for too long not to hate them. This will sit over here, and basically there'll be that flat cable will come down here, go through here where the flat cable already is, and go out probably to where this port is, I'm thinking. And then I'm thinking this reset port back here will be where the power goes in, and then maybe this will be the compact flash. I don't know exactly. I'll cover up any ports that I'm not going to use, except maybe this middle one, since it sort of has its own cover already, which looks kind of cool. And hopefully this will all be a little lighter when I'm done. It might not be, though. It actually might not be. But the point is, sorry I got off track, but I want the headphone jack to come out over here rather than on here. I don't like that idea. I'm probably going to have a switch down here, which I'll show off in a second. But I'd like to keep as little on the screen as I can. I'm pretty sure that if I drill some holes in the bottom, this built-in speaker will be loud enough. I have tested this thing, and it is very loud compared to, I think, any other tablet I've ever owned. It's just single speaker, but it is quite loud. As you can see, I've modified this quite a bit already. These are actually the same icons from my TRS-80. Again, I'm pointing over there because that's where it is. I custom made them for it, and then I made a few different ones, like, what did I make here? Oh, that's the eBay app. There's the Maps app. I didn't have those apps, but I imported all the others, so it looks just like the other TRS-80. And notifications, blah, blah, blah. There is how I'm getting around the audio output. I can switch between speaker and headphones thanks to Lesser Audio Switch. Not the best name, but it seems to work really well. I went through a lot of these switches, and this is the only one I found satisfactory. I also have gravity screen on here, which means if it's enabled, I can put this down and it'll automatically turn off. But I'm not sure if I'm going to use that, because I was able to custom map almost all of this keyboard to the point to where I can turn it on and off with the escape button. This isn't on right now, but so I don't think I'll need it. It'll kind of be a wait and see scenario. But the point is, through software, I've been able to make up for all of the inadequacies of missing the touchscreen and the external buttons. Yes, I will still occasionally have to get to the power button, but this panel here supposedly pops off, so I can just drill a hole or something that I can reach up through, since it will be pretty much perfectly in line right there. That is what I call luck. The last thing we have is this OTG? Oh, something like that, I don't care. I'll try and put a link in the description to most of this stuff if you are interested in any of these pieces. I have no idea about this one. I bought this a long time ago, so they may not make it anymore. And this was the only one I found, so yeah, good luck with that one too. This is a dual-purpose cable. It adds a hub, which I don't really need. I only need one cable, which then goes to the hub, which then distributes everything. And I have checked it out. It all seems to kind of work how I expected. And then it has this one, which is where the power goes in. This power will travel down the monitor, out the back, into the barrel plug. Then it plugs in to the tablet. There is a small switch on here, and this switch is what decides whether it's on charge or whether it's on the USBs. As far as I can tell, if it is in charge mode, which disables these USBs, it still charges the USB devices when it is plugged in, which means when I plug it in, the keyboard will charge and everything will be ready to go. If I need the data, I just switch it over. I probably won't actually use that much. I won't have that much of a need for the compact flash or for some USB plugs, but occasionally it is nice to have the option, especially when I'm hooking up to my TRS-80 to transfer files, movies, music, whatever the case is. I'm slowly transferring all my music library because again, I'm trying to get away from using like Spotify and stuff on this because it just doesn't work anymore. Spotify doesn't work. I'm not talking about the tablet. The current version of Spotify on this doesn't work at all, so that's fun. It seems to be sort of a universal case, but the point is I will be able to just leave it on charge. When I plug it in, it will charge the tablet. The tablet will not lose any power to any of these devices when it's unplugged, but when it's plugged in, it will also charge the keyboard. When it's on OTG, it not only runs this stuff, but it will also charge the tablet as well. Or the tablet. It will charge the keyboard. So if the keyboard actually goes dead, I can still charge it. Now that being said, thanks to this, I can turn that off. So if I want to use this to play this, but I don't want to charge this, I can just turn that accessory off, turn the USBs off, and just leave this on. Or if I just want to charge the keyboard, if I'm in a situation where I don't have any place to charge, I don't know when the next time I'm going to be able to charge is, I don't want to lose any excess power, I can turn off everything I don't need and turn on the keyboard, and that's it. So it's sort of a little convoluted, but it should work fairly well, I think. And again, under normal circumstances, when I plug it in, everything will charge. And this keyboard I have had now for, I think, 4 months. I think I've charged it twice. I don't even think it was dead. This is ridiculously energy efficient for a Bluetooth device. Ridiculously. This isn't half bad either, I might add. I'm getting more hours out of this than I've gotten on even $600 tablets in the past. So I'm very happy with that. Now that we've gone over the basics of what I'm trying to do here, I think, assuming everything works, the next step will be disassembly of this. And I am looking forward to it because the board to this LCD screen is supposed to be absolutely gorgeous. We'll see if that's true. So we've ran into two issues, one of which I think I've already solved. I found out when I close this, even if the screen is off, the finger sensor, this thing, sees the reflection of the screen and apparently thinks there's a finger and turns this back on. Thankfully, by adding an app called Gravity Screen, I've gotten rid of that, plus it automatically turns off when I do that. Now, I don't know if I turn it off and close it. I haven't actually tried that yet. No, still fine. Okay, so that's good. Once it's closed, it seems to be fine. It's just, I guess the reflections of the screen are causing the mouse to move slightly. If I transport it, I'll probably have turned this off anyways. So, oh, and I made it. This is the orange button to match all the other TRS-80 stuff. The other problem is this little cover, the wire cover. There are a couple little tabs at the bottom and then one big one at the top. The big one at the top is fine. Unfortunately, the places where the tabs go in apparently broke at some point. I'm assuming when I took this off originally and I just never noticed. So I'm gonna try a little bit of, oh, I don't know. I want it to be removable. It has to slide, so I can't really use double-sided tape. Probably try some hot glue and see if that works. If not, I'll have to go with something stronger. I'm not sure yet. I want it to be removable for when I need to service it, so. And there we have it, a 35-year-old Radio Shack laptop running Android 9. Bet you never thought you'd see that, or even really cared to. Why do I do these things? Who knows? I was gonna make a little bit more of a sketch like I did for the last one. Unfortunately, I have ran out of time. This has to be done by tomorrow to get it up on the 1st. And I have somewhere around 15 hours of footage that has to be compacted down because it's all fast forwarding footage. I don't even know. I'll probably only get it down to maybe 10 minutes worth. Otherwise, it'll probably just be a big blur. But everything is working quite well. Over here, USB, headphone jack, charging port. Oh, I love having a barrel plug for charging. Oh, I cannot stress how much I love that. I think my portable computer, which has been my tablet, is the only device I still have that does not have a barrel plug. And my phone, but I only have to charge that thing like every 6 months, so I don't care. CF card reader. This is the switch bank, so you have this switch controls this USB port, this one controls the CF reader, this one controls the keyboard charging, and this one controls this USB port right here. And over here, there's just nothing. One thing I will say, it kind of sits right here, so paint there will probably end up wearing off. Apparently, this whole thing has just warped a little bit. There's nothing in here putting pressure on it, it's just a little warped, but not too big of an issue. And as for the keyboard, well, let's walk you through how this works. Okay, so this is kind of hard to show, but I think I've got it pretty well worked out. Everything looks pretty good. You can see the line where I cut this one in half a bit, but and yes, I was able to use the original keys with quite a bit of modification. You can, here I'll show you the cursor does work full screen, no problem. This is last song, this is next song, this is play and pause, and if you hold it down, wait, nope, I'm still getting used to this, hold on, double click, yeah, that mutes it. This is volume up, volume down, so volume up, volume down, and if you hold them, brightness up, brightness down. Not too complicated, but works pretty well. You have the enter key here, which is fully touchable. I've modified it so that it doesn't hit the shift key that's over there, and then this is what was the shift key. This is now the standby button, and if you hold it, again, I'll try and show this, there's the power menu and screenshot, which is very nice since I wouldn't have a way to take screenshots if it didn't have a thing for that. And I use screenshots a lot to do research on various projects, so it's quite useful. This button here, which is below the backspace, I thought that was kind of creative, so is the back button. There's no arrow on it, it's just black, but since it's right below the one that says back, you know, I think that kind of works. This button is actually two buttons. If you push this way, it does the one. If you push this way, it does the other. Because this keyboard had two buttons for these symbols, whereas this one, the original keyboard only had one. It's not like I've ever remotely used those anyways, except back in math in high school. So you have arrow down, arrow up, left, right, and page down and page up. And over here you have home, which I think right now if I click, it just goes to, I think I clicked a little too hard. This one still kind of sticks. I may have to play around with it. I got everything else to work fine, but if you're home already, it takes you to the tray, which I didn't program. Apparently that's already in here. So software-wise, the only problem I've had is that for some reason, I can't seem to make shortcut icons. I can set it so that they automatically are made every time I add an app, but I went ahead and we'll go here again. I added an app somewhere. I think I did. Yes. This is a shortcut creator app, so I'm able to do it even though it's giving me a little problem. And yes, you can see I painted this orange so that it matches the TRS 80 Model 3. I think they were all orange, but I could be wrong on that. Let's demonstrate the audio a little. I was going to do a bit more of a skit for this, but unfortunately, besides just the 15 hours of footage I have to edit down, the memory card for this took forever to get here. It took weeks, and I didn't order it at the start because I didn't think it would be a big deal. It's 128 gigabyte SanDisk, and yes, it's real. I only paid $10 for it, but I did check it. It is a real card. It is full capacity. So this has about 150 gigabytes, and this tablet does integrate it into its memory. You can choose to do that. It means that you can't take it out anymore, but that's not really an issue for me. So Let me go ahead and where did I put YouTube? YouTube is in videos. That makes sense. The one thing I don't like is if for some reason I can't double click on the mouse thing to make stuff work, but yeah, that's not too big of an issue. I hope Dan doesn't mind. I'm going to use a little bit of one of his videos just to demonstrate audio. And the video's over. Yeah, that's great.
Hello, procrastinators. This week,
And that's the pause button. It works pretty well. Again, that's home. Sometimes it does like to highlight these if you use them as folders, which I have. It's kind of annoying, but you know, it's not going to be perfect. I don't know why it does that. It just does it on the folder, so if I go in something that isn't a folder, it doesn't do that. Over here, yes, I have the disk utility, which actually takes me to the file manager. I thought that was pretty smart. And trash, which is the memory cleaner, actually, to clean excess files and stuff. So it's still kind of a trash bin in a way. But other than that, I think that's about everything. She looks good, she works, she does automatically turn off when you close the lid, which is a feature I love. No, it does not automatically turn on. The reason I've done that is because if I were to do that every time I had this in a case, it would turn itself on, so that wouldn't work too well. And two more things, I guess. Yes, I have a CF card with a little floppy disk sticker on it. It's just a 4 GB card. I'll probably almost never use this, but I thought that was adorable. I think I mentioned before that this tablet loves USB. It even charges while you're doing data stuff, which is incredible. I've never had an Android tablet that actually does that. I've had a few that claim to do that, but they never actually do. So I'm very impressed. And on to the other part where I mentioned a case. Yes, I do intend to actually use this and carry this out in public. No, I don't intend to just carry it like this. I have a proper case for it. Look at that! That is just perfect. Just enough room for the charger, pair of headphones, the CF card in there. I just found this at the thrift store for like $3, and it is actually the right size in all of its pleather glory. I don't know what the chances of that are, but it's great. It has a nice strap, surprisingly comfortable. This piece here, usually I can't stand straps around my shoulder, but this is surprisingly nice. It's not even that soft, but it just really distributes the weight well. But I think that's about it. She is done. And yes, my screen is already dirty. Can I write my name? Let's see. No, not really. Okay. This isn't perfect. It is obviously the original screen. I thought about going with glass, but I just wanted to use as many original components as I could. I'm so happy. Ooh, I just hit the keys. I'm so happy I was able to use the original keyboard, the original keys. It took quite a bit of work, but I think other than that, I'm done. The only other thing I would add is that, yes, I know this video is pretty heavy on fast forwarding stuff. Again, 15 hours worth of videos. I can only compact them so far. So, sorry. That's it for this time. Thanks for watching. Next month, well, the 15th video this month will probably be on our phonograph that we use for camping. We actually have a portable phonograph for camping, so I think I'm going to just go over that. Nice short video like all the 15th videos. The first video next month may be on this, which is an AM radio kit, single tube, and I'm planning to make a whole home AM radio transmitter for all my AM radios, but I don't quite know how long this is going to take, so it may get pushed back. I've said before, at some point I'm going to do a video on my Sony D5. Maybe that's what I'll do if I don't get done with the radio transmitter. So that's it for this time. Thanks for watching and happy trails. Oh wait, I almost forgot. I just wanted to show this real quick. This is the LCD panel that was in it. Look at this thing. Isn't that awesome? This may end up being some wall decor. This is one of the coolest circuit boards I think I have ever seen in my life. This is just art. I mean, this side's fine enough, but jeez, look at that. That is so cool.